So let me start the poem now. So this poem, An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum, as the title suggests, is all about elementary school, that is primary school in the slum area. Okay. So the poem written by Stephen Spender describes, the book is Flamingo, and poem number 2, An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum. So first of all, about the poet, Stephen Spender was an English poet and an essayist. He left University College Oxford without taking a degree and went to Berlin in 1930. Spender took a keen interest in politics and declared himself to be a socialist and pacifist, one who advocates peace. Books by Stephen Spender include poems of dedication, The Age of Being, The Creative Element, The Struggle of the Modern, and an autobiography, World Within World. So, in this poem, he has concentrated on the themes of social injustice and class inequalities. So, the poem written by Stephen Spender describes the social inequalities which are prevailing in the society. In the poem, he describes the condition of the students of an elementary school, that is, primary school, which is situated in a slum area. The poet wants to draw attention of everyone towards these kids so that their life can be improved and they may get trained to become good citizens rather than criminals. So the school described is a school in a slum in the dirtiest surroundings, where the sky always looks smoky and dark. It is a school in which all the children are ill-fed, undernourished, emaciated, that is thin and lean, and unhappy. The school has sour cream walls, that means physical environment of the school is also described. Its walls are decorated with some donated paintings, maps, etc. And all these things are meaningless for these children unless they receive sunshine and so let's start the poem. First of all, very first paragraph. Far, far from gusty waves. Please respond in a chat box whether my voice is audible. Whether my voice is audible, please respond, one or two students, so that I can continue. Yes. Okay. Far, far from gusty waves, these children faces like rootless weeds, the hair torn around their pallor, the tall girl with her weighed down head, the paper seeming boy with rat's eyes, the stunted, unlucky hire of twisted bones, reciting a father's gnarled disease. His lesson from his desk. At back of the dim class, one unnoted, sweet, and young. His eyes lives in a dream of squirrel's game in tree room other than this. So first paragraph describes the physical conditions of the children in the elementary school. Let me describe it. Far, far from gusty waves these children faces. That means the poet describes the children who study in an elementary school which is set up in an area. The poet says that the faces of children are dull and without any energy, far, far from gusty waves, from the far away from the happiness of the life, far away from the energy. These children faces, they are not full of energy like other kids of their age. Like rootless weeds, as rootless weeds are the unwanted plants, so these children are compared with the unwanted plants, weeds. These children are compared to unwanted weeds. Here, the writer wants to say that these children seem to be unwanted, like the unwanted weeds which grow on their own in their fields. That means these children are unwanted. The hair torn around the pallor. Pallor means pale skin. So the hair is not neatly done. It falls on their pale faces as if they have been torn apart. The children are untidy. They haven't combed their hairs. After this, the tall girl with her weighed down head. Weighed down head means depression among those children. So then he describes a tall girl who seems to be burdened by poverty. Her head is bent, maybe because of tiredness or something like depression. So word written here is the tall girl with weighed down head. The paper seeming boy with rat's eyes. That means thin and lean boy with a rat's eyes. Rat's eye here means searching eyes. Search for food and security. That means there is another boy who is so weak and thin that he has been compared to a sheet of paper. Thin boy. And the boy's eyes reflect that he wants to achieve everything. He is in the search of food and security. The stunted, unlucky hire of twisted bone, reciting a father's gonal disease. Stunted means stopped. Unlucky hire means one who gained anything in ancestry. Of twisted bones means twisted bones. Reciting means repeating. Gonal disease means when bones are twisted, that situation is gonal disease. That means some children in their inheritance, they just inherit disease of their parents, disease of twisted bones. There is one query, weighed down means depression among those children. And this is explained through the depression, through the example of tall girl. So, of twisted bones reciting a father's gonal disease. His lesson from his desk. And they are just sitting, wanted to learn lessons while sitting there. Now see, at back of dim class, dim means dark class, one unnoted, sweet and young boy. That means there is one boy sitting at the back of the class in this dim and dark area who was not visible to the poet, and he was just sitting in darkness. But the poet could see his eyes, which were bright and full of a dream. He was not paying attention to the class. His eyes live in a dream of squirrel's game. Now, expression squirrel's game means they want freedom. in pre-room other than this. That means it seems that as if he was rather interested in playing with squirrels in the tree house. He wants to become free from this dark and dim classroom. So in this paragraph, physical conditions of the children of elementary classroom are described, and they are undernourished and malnutritive. Why these children are weighed down or pallor face or paper seeming, these all expressions shows that these children are malnourished and malnutritive. So in the first paragraph of the poem, physical conditions, I'm repeating, physical conditions of the slum children are described. There are so many literary devices used in the poem. I will give you that, like simile, metaphor. Simile as compared with the rootless weeds. Metaphor is the voice compared with the paper. Then repetition, like far, far. So in every paragraph, lot of literary device which I will give you afterwards. So I hope first paragraph is clear. Rootless weeds, pallor, weighed down head, paper seeming boy, unlucky hire. These all things described that these children are malnutritive, undernourished. Nobody takes care of them. So these are the conditions of elementary school children in a slum area. I hope first paragraph is clear to you all. Please respond in a chat box. I will wait for 1 or 2 minutes so that you can read this stanza once again on your own. Please go through the stanza on your own. These children are said to be unwanted because nobody wants them, nobody likes them. They are discarded in their life. Nobody looks after them. Nobody looks at their living conditions, which are horrible. Meaning of Bernard means twisted. Unlucky hire because they have inherited disease from their ancestors. Unlucky. And hire means one who inherits something. So I think no problem in the first paragraph. It's very clear to you all. Please note down these expressions side by side. Underline these side by side. Gusty waves, pallor, rootless weeds, weighed down head, paper seeming boy, rat size, that is searching eyes, search in food and security, stunted, that is stopped, unlucky hire, twisted bones, gonal disease. And in the last line, there is a ray of hope that in spite of such a conditions, they have a dream in their eyes of freedom. I hope now clear. Please respond in a chat box. Okay. Now, let's move to the next paragraph. And this paragraph describes, write down or note down everything side by side in your notebooks. This paragraph describes the physical environment of the classroom. First paragraph describes physical conditions of the children, and next paragraph describe the physical environment of the classroom, what type of classroom it is. So let me read the paragraph. Sour cream walls. On sour cream walls, donations. Shakespeare's head. Cloudless at dawn, civilized doom riding all cities. Belled flowery Tyrolese valley, open-handed map awarded the world its word. And yet for these children, these window, not this map, their world, where all their future painted with the fog. A narrow street sealed in with a lead sky, far, far from riverscapes and stars of the world. Now see, in this paragraph, so many pictures are there which are in the classroom because of donations from here and there. But these pictures have no meaning for these children. Why? Let me tell you first of all this thing, that pictures in the classroom that decorate the walls hold a stark contrast with the word of these poverty-stricken slum children. Pictures on the wall of that world, open-handed map, Tyrolese Valley, civilized rooms, everything. They suggest beauty, well-being, progress, and prosperity, a world of sunshine, a world of warmth, a world of love. But the world of slum children is ugly and lack of prosperity. Excuse me. So these pictures are of no meaning to these children. Why? Because whatever pictures are there in the classroom, they suggest beauty. I am repeating once again. You may note down in your notebooks. Beauty, well-being, progress and prosperity. Open world, beautiful world. But world of these slum children is ugly and lack prosperity. Okay, I hope it is clear to you all that what these pictures denote. Now